Hey everyone, Ryan from the Barbecue and Brew Show live at Meatstock in Melbourne with Brad, the barbecue god. How you doing, mate?
Good, mate. Good, mate.
to have
Yourself?
you on.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Finally
Thank
catch
you.
up, loads chatting.
Long time Instagram friends.
Yeah, long time Instagram, first time caller. I love it. Good to have you on. So look, for the folks who are obviously watching this and don't know anything about you, give us an intro, give us the elevator pitch.
Okay, well, basically, probably like, what was it, 2 years ago now, when the first COVID lockdown hit, I bought myself a pellet, like just a little pellet kettle barbecue, just like anyone starts. Yeah. And I got the bug, and now I'm the pit master at BlackBear BBQ at Vineyard.
Unreal.
Yeah.
That's a quick 2 years.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's a lot of, I suppose it was kind of fast-tracked because it was lockdown. There was nothing else to do, so I'm barbecuing literally every day. Which is
kind of like my origin story as well. Like 2 years ago, just happened to buy a barbecue, and then everyone went into lockdown. Started doing live shows. Next minute, I'm doing interviews of like Meatstock in Melbourne. So
how good?
Yeah, it's so good, mate. So obviously you started with a kettle.
Yeah.
And now how many barbecues have you got? What's the progression of barbecues?
I've got like one of everything now. I've got the kettle. I've got the go anywhere. I've got the offset. I've got the pellet, 2 pellet smokers. Yeah. And yeah, so it's. Once the bug bites you, it's it's an infection.
Mate, and for me the thing is I just have limitations on garden space and backyard space.
Yeah, so see, I'm on a farm like 25 acres, so I don't have that limitation.
You're screwed.
Yeah. So basically, essentially, my bank account hates me.
Yeah. No, that's it, mate. And look, so BlackBear BBQ. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about it.
So BlackBear BBQ is based in Sydney. Obviously, we've got a store at Vineyard, Wetherill Park and Blacktown, and it's just a bunch of guys who loved barbecue and started up a chain of barbecue stores. And they've been absolutely amazing to me, amazing guys to work for. Yep. And really allowed me to basically follow my passion and just develop my skills. That's unreal, man. That's unreal.
And what about Shannon? Has he been any inspiration for you?
Not at all, not at all. Yeah, okay. No, Shannon hasn't helped me at all, and yeah, basically he's just a burden, essentially.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's what a lot of people say. As Shannon walks off too.
But Shannon, I worked with Shannon I've been at BlackBear probably about 1.5 years, nearly 2 years now. Yep. And probably for the first year of that, I was working every day with Shannon in the butcher shop.
Oh man, that's unreal.
Yeah, so I was his like...
No, I wouldn't never say this to his face, but Shannon's an absolute legend.
Oh, he is an absolute legend. He's taught me so much stuff, and I'm only saying this because he's walking away now. But I was his pseudo apprentice in the butcher shop. Oh, right. Yeah, cool. So he taught me how to make sausages and how to make bacon and all this stuff. Oh, and yeah, so it was having Shannon at BlackBear Vineyard was a very good learning experience.
Shannon for me has opened up so much. In the I've only had like 3 or 4 interactions with Shannon. I interviewed him and a few things, but that has pretty much kind of like bunny helped me to doing this, even this interview right now. Yeah, it's because of that man.
Yeah,
like he
100%.
Literally, he just goes, oh yep, no worries, I'll have a chat next minute. Oh yep, come to Meatstock.
Well,
it's unreal.
Funny thing with me and Shannon, because I come up and approached Shannon. I said, look at Shannon, like, my next progression, I want to get into competition barbecue. Yeah. And then he's like, all right, me, Shannon, and one of our other mates, Nathan. Yep. We entered our first competition, which was in Hunter Valley. Yeah. And our first ever competition, just us 3 guys that don't really have a clue, and we came 5th overall.
Oh wow!
With a second in chicken. Oh. So we're absolutely stoked with that. So I'm looking forward to seeing the presentation with all the other barbecue guys. There's some big names here.
Oh no! Yeah, I mean,
Butcher's Axe. Oh my god!
Look at that! Look
at that trailer, man.
I gotta try and chat to them later.
Apparently, it sleeps 6 people, so it's epic.
It's like all these people, and like, you know, pop-up tents, and like, boom, full on trailer comes up. It's unreal. Yeah. Now, obviously, when you first started, what meat did you struggle? What was the protein that you really struggled with? And you know, like, you had to work on the hardest.
Probably like, and this is what I recommend to everyone who comes into BlackBear barbecues, just kind of starting out. I started off with your pulled porks and your pulled meats. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because they're kind of the easy ones.
You just gotta let it keep going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. it's very hard to stuff them up. And then obviously I progressed to the brisket, which is probably my most favorite thing to cook.
Cool.
Just because there's more of an art form to it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? There's just such a smaller margin of it.
You're cutting three, it's like cooking 3 different pieces of meat, right?
It's just such a small margin of error. And I would say 90% of the time I cook brisket, by the end of it, I don't eat it. But it's just the fun in the process of cooking it. Like, it's just such an art form to do it, and it's just something I'm passionate about and I enjoy it.
Absolutely, mate. And look, I mean, I joke, but it's a serious joke. I only cook brisket to make a brisket pie.
100%.
I'll have a slice of brisket, and I'm like, okay, I've fed the kids. I've vacuum sealed a bit for the next couple of days or whatever.
Oh, great for leftovers.
And then, boom, brisket pie, man.
Mate, if you want to try something a bit different, something I done the last brisket I cooked, I made a brisket pasta. So it was like a tomato ragu with ravioli, like a spinach and ricotta ravioli. It was absolutely sensational. So something a bit different.
I feel like you can put like brisket into most dishes.
Yeah, 100%.
And it'd be bloody amazing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%. 100%.
I mean, I ask this question a lot of people. Like, I mean, lots of rubs and sauces floating around.
Yeah.
Do you have your go-tos? What's your favorites out there?
I'm pretty simple when it comes to rubs. Like, when I first started out, I probably had a whole trolley full of rubs.
Yeah, that's my problem at the moment.
Yeah, and I've got them all, and I probably only use maybe half a dozen of them. I keep it pretty simply most of the time, just salt and pepper on beef. And then I'll get a bit fancy sometimes with some chicken rubs. The BlackBear lamb rub on lamb is absolutely amazing. But I keep it pretty simple, to be honest. Just awesome, salt and pepper.
And sometimes that's the simplest is the best. Because then you can add to it. Especially you can use it in like that secondary meal you make without 100%. Going like, oh man, that's got like a weird undertone.
I feel like a bit of a cheat code when it comes to barbecue is just starting off with really good meat to start with. Like, absolutely, just getting the best quality 100%. Meat you can afford at the start. It's like half the battle is fought. You know what I mean? If you get, like, for brisket, for instance, if you start with a good quality piece of Wagyu or Angus Reserve, like, half the battle's already won.
Oh, mate, that's it. And that's the thing. You're fighting that dry battle, right? Like,
like 100%.
You go too grass-fed and you're struggling the whole way. Or you got to give it a lot more help. For me personally, like, I've cooked anywhere from like 2 to 3 marble score to all the way up to 9. Like, a happy medium for me is like 4 to 5 marble score. I agree with you.
Like, because it's good on the palate. It's not too heavy.
The 9 really.
You can eat a lot of it. Where the 9, like, I'm having like 2 or 3 slices. I'm like,
we're done.
You know, I'm done. 100%.
No, I absolutely agree on that one. And I think it's great to try them all.
Experience,
But I think
if I'm doing a big party, I don't mind doing a 9 because then I can just give a slice to everyone. If I'm cooking other stuff, then I can fill it with other stuff. But but for me personally, it's a little bit rich for me.
Oh, dude, absolutely agree. Awesome in a pie though.
There we go. I haven't tried that one. I'm trying to watch my figure too.
Oh, dude,
one thing they don't tell you when you start barbecuing, you're going to put on some weight.
Oh, mate, you have to, right? You have to. Now, talk about ribs. Do you cook many ribs?
I cook a lot of ribs. Probably my biggest tip with ribs, and I see a lot of people go wrong with it online, is using the 3-2-1 method they see in the States. It just doesn't work for our ribs.
It absolutely shits me when someone says they've done 3-2-1 and they're cooking Aldi ribs, and you're like, no, you didn't.
Not true.
No, you didn't. Or they're shit.
Pulled pork. You're essentially cooking pulled pork.
Or you dried them up. Like, especially if it's like an Aldi rack, you're like, oh man, that's shiners.
Like, I toy around with some glazes. Probably my favorite glaze at the moment is the Heavenly Hell meat candy, the meat candy one.
I don't think they can do a bad glaze.
All their stuff is so good. The Royal
amazing.
Shine, the Championship Candy, I think it's called.
Yes.
That just gives an amazing colour. And I probably like the best video I've seen on ribs is Boomer's video, where basically he just explains you cook to tenderness at the start, or cook to colour at the start, and then cook to tenderness, and then that's it. Just don't get hung up on times.
That's the way to do it,
And just go by look and feel. That's it.
But and his tip was to trim the loin. Which I guess no one's ever said that to me.
Well, I think essentially what it comes down to is the loin meat is done at a different temperature to the rib meat. So the loin meat, you're looking at it like for it to still be juicy. It's kind of cooking at like the 145 Fahrenheit mark. And where the rib meat, as you know, is probe tender, like the 190 to 200. So if you're taking the loin meat to that temperature, where waiting on the tenderness from the rib meat. It's going to dry it out. So I have tried that, but you can't go wrong with a good spare rib. Like they're my favourite ones to cook by far. Nice and fatty.
I'll cook all the ribs, man. I'll cook all the ribs.
100%.
I buy them. I bought a box the other day. It was just like, I'm like, what am I doing?
Oh, the Costco spare ribs are so good. The sun pork.
The sun pork, I've been chatting to Dan and Steph there, and they're like, you've got to try this. I'm like, all right, I'll try it.
Yeah, all right. You're twisting my arm.
I love the ribs. All right, mate. Now, where can people find you on the socials?
So my Instagram is Brad_PalmerQ. So my name's Brad Palmer, so it's kind of a play on my last name. Brad PalmerQ.
Awesome, no worries. And a couple of quick questions. What does barbecue mean to you?
Barbecue to me it's just a lifestyle, man. It's just honestly, it's a bit of a form of therapy for me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
some people said that, man. I totally agree.
It's my time to zone out and just detox from the week, and you know what I mean? It's just everyone has their own thing, and for me, sitting by a fire, drinking beers all day is what's not to love.
Mate, you cannot argue with that. You cannot argue with that. And who inspires you? Who gives you the most inspiration out there?
Oh man, I've learnt so much off the BlackBear guys, man. I can't like Ben Hubbart's H Division on Instagram.
Dude, that guy's unreal. He's not here, is he?
Yeah, he's here. He's at the BlackBear.
Damn, I got to catch up.
And they've just helped me so much on my journey, and you know what I mean. And it's just like there's just so many good Aussie barbecue guys out there, and it's great community. Everyone helps each other out. You know, so it's good. It's good. 100%.
All right, no worries. Brad Palmer Q, good to have you on.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks so much live at Meatstock. Good to catch up with you. Are you going to any of the other ones?
All of them. I'll be at Toowoomba and Sydney.
I'll catch you in Toowoomba, man. Get some good country music there. All right,
100%.
cool. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys next time.